What's going on? This is Tyson McGuffin. I got K-mac here with me, and we got a boiler room breakdown taking place. This is from PPA Australia, which took place this last weekend, and this is Lacy and I's mix final. We are playing Jessie and the highlight reel Gabe Tardio. Let's take a look. Okay, we got 7-4 on a 1 here. Okay. All right,
Yeah, Gabe thought he had enough time to roll that one cross. Definitely took the riskiest route he could of all the shots available to him.
Right.
I don't necessarily hate the play. Again, he's thinking, well, if I'm going to go to Tyson, I better put something on it. So just that's just kind of the pressure and the threat of the opposing guy's offense to make him go for a little bit more there.
Okay, Lacy is seeing a ton of
Keep him
dinks
honest.
here. Pulling him out again. I got a speed there, something to work with. Nice. Okay, so I probably could have, and something I could have done better in both men's and mixed. Not gonna lie, I just haven't played the left for a while. I've been playing the left obviously in mixed, just not in men's. But I just need to be more trustworthy of my backhand flick. I tend to, I don't know, take a lot of tip down dinks and just dink it back versus trusting a flick. But something that I do well here is, so take this as a dink, run around, find some space, speed. As we talked about earlier, Jessie kind of likes to slide and find space on her counter. Looks like she does not slide here. I find her belly button. And I'm trusting the idea that Lacy's leaning in. She's covering middle off of me finding a forehand and kind of giving up some space on the left. And then also too, just Jessie's court positioning is like 3 feet off the line. So it seems like Jessie's feet are a bit more vulnerable there. So I like the play, and I like the percentage of us winning that hands battle with Jessie being off the line.
Yeah, and when your opponents are off the line, it's good to know they have a little more reaction time to handle your speed up, but they're losing that downward trajectory, right? So oftentimes when they're off the line, it's not the attack that beats them, but it's the recounter, right? Where you have more reaction time and they don't get that ball down as effectively.
All right, we got 4-7-1 here. Okay, drop to Jess, play some D. Get herself back on the point. Points back at neutral. Inside foot, inside foot. Oh, there it is again. There she is. Good, like it. So similar play. Gabe takes a step back off the line. I kind of see that. I lean, take it out of the air, go right at Jessie's body, and we were able to win that point. And that was a common play that we use time and time again.
Yeah, especially with Gabe stepping back and going with the slice, right? You're able to lean, fully commit. Even if that ball's a little below the height of the net, you've got Jessie, an available target, and also you can use that backspin to get a little bit more bite on your topspin attack out of the air.
For sure. There, speed, hands ready. Nice. And off of that speed up, since I am leading middle and I'm speeding up in front of me, I'm kind of thinking forehand and backhand combo. But something that we always talk about during camps is that if you're not ready for the second one, don't hit the first one. So just make sure that if you're gonna, start with fire, that you're ready to clean that fire up. Let's go back to this play here. Okay, bang, bang, and Lacy can do it all by herself. Okay,
yeah,
she can, impressive. Baking off her own shake. Does a great job there of recognizing that Jessie's kind of late coming in. Drives as she's on the move. Closing in, goes right at Gabe, and looks to leave an out ball. Like that.
Yeah, and you don't see a lot of females, with the skill set and the athleticism to drive and crash, effectively in mixed doubles. And it looked like it surprised Gabe just enough that she was closing in off that, made him a little bit late on the volley.
Drive, close. Something we know about driving and closing is that if you're not fully committed, it's probably not going to work. So you got to make sure that obviously if you get a gain out of the serve and the returner is late coming in and you have a shorter reply, look to drive that, be super explosive with your first step and be very committed coming in. Inside foot. Okay, pull her wide. There we go. Dink back behind that man. So just kind of waiting for an opportunity to present itself here. Gabe takes a nice little speed. It looks like Lacy's on it. Let's watch that again. Okay, there, out of the air. I like it. Nothing wrong there. Gabe finds a good spot. Kind of forces Lacy to have to slide to her dominant side and find some space. Bang. Bang. Keep closing. No. Nah. Tempo is nice and high right now. Tempo is fast.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, once you're on offense, especially when you're taking those swings in transition,
foot on the gas,
it's
baby.
Important. Yeah, keep closing in, keep gaining those inches forward between each subsequent shot, and look to continue to play offense.
Look at this punch from Lacy, right? So Lacy's in a hands battle with Gabe, and Gabe definitely probably has top 3, if not top 5 hands. Lacy was able to beat him time and time again during this match, but they're going head to head. Gabe puts it towards Lacy's right hip. I'm gonna slow that down real quick. Lacy still hits this nice little linear punch. That one gets it down, stays with it. Gabe overswings on the forehand counter, and like it, baby. Like it.
Yeah, it just shows you can make it a backhand kind of day on that right side, you know, when you're in those hand battles and when you're in that continental grip, even though it's not ideal to have to punch outside your right hip, you can do it somewhat effectively. It's really the shoulder that's a lot more awkward, but if it's low enough, you can still punch somewhat effectively, you know, just with the backhand.
All right, 7-all here. 7-all on a 2, and I end up missing a serve. Oh, that is a shame. Oh no, I get called from my serve. I got called twice this match for my serve. Let's see if that's high. I swear, I got called more in Australia than I do back home. I kid you not.
So are they saying that the toss was high?
No,
or
so their whole thought process was it's got to be low to high. But
okay.
Look at the tip of the paddle.
I mean, that looks pretty darn low to me.
I know. I just don't
and
get
you
it.
see that you're raising up.
And I kept telling the refs, I'm like, whether I make contact at 3 or I make contact at 330, it's the same miles per hour. It's the same serve. Just let it go.
Tough call to make in real time, for sure.
Okay, drop.
Add a little more height on that drop.
Oh, yeah.
Pushed, you know, behind the baseline. Add the lift.
Working it, like it. Let's talk about that initial drop. So I get pulled out of position here. Something that is necessary. If you get pulled out of position, or if the return is you know, pushing you back, I can drive off my back foot, or I can hit more of like a liftier drop and kind of bank on you know, that we're gonna hit a 5th and a 7th off of that.
Yeah, and even though your drop landed in the kitchen, you only recovered back to the baseline. So you weren't like eager to try to be on your back foot and make it all the way to transition, which I feel like a lot of amateurs, you know, struggle with. It's fine to just throw it up in the air, get to the baseline, get balanced, and then start your path forward from there.
And as a partner, if you recognize that it's a deeper return and your partner is hitting a drop or hitting a drive, make sure you're not disconnecting off of that. You should know that you know, obviously, like, we're going to have to put in some work off of this, and it's going to be tough to be closing in or be aggressive off a shake and a bake if the return has kind of pushed you back and you're in your back playing defense. So good job here of kind of taking our sweet time, making a couple pit stops as we come forward, drop, get her down. Now we're in the point. Okay. We've probably got at least 3 or 4 points just in game 1 by dinking back behind Gabe. And so a tactic that Lace and I were kind of using was, you know, 3 dinks to Jessie, 1 dink to Gabe, or, you know, 2 dinks to Jessie's inside foot, and then 1 dink to Gabe's outside foot. Inside foot, obviously, meaning in like the center of the court, outside foot kind of being closer to the sideline.
Yeah, and you saw how it just, you know, rewarded, you know, heavy spin. Lacy really went for a lot of, you know, heavy top spin on both those dinks. Even though Jessie took the initial one out of the air, she didn't put a ton on it, and Lacy was still able to step back and go heavy top spin back behind Gabe. So sometimes that spin can really pay dividends.
Well, and technically, if you look at Lacy's paddle, Lacy does a good job of getting that tip down and being able to hit this nice little spinny pushing dink up the line. So she goes wide, This one goes line, and it seems like when she does go line, she hits it better when she gives herself time and takes it off the bounce versus trying to roll it out of the air.
Makes sense. Yeah, a little shorter distance.
Yeah, safer. Got some more time to work with. Okay, so Jessie and Gabe just took a nice little timeout there, probably more than needed because Lace and I, we're down 4-7. We're able to kind of rally out 4 points in a row. Who's that stud right there? And change that commercial. I think it's been running for like 3 years. No more mullet. No more mustache.
Yeah, different man now. More aerodynamic.
All right, we got 8-7. Nice little run by Lace and I. 8-7 on a 2. Drop to Jess. Block. Get our butt in. Who's got the better forehand dink here, huh? Play some D. Okay. So Lace looks to redirect that dink up the line. Didn't hit it all that well. Gabe did a good job of leaning in, looking to capitalize out of the air. Ball's up a little higher, and then looks to clean house from there.
Yeah, I still like the choice from Lacy there
to
to play that up the line. But yeah, like as we've talked about before, there's less distance there, higher part of the net. Gabe's a long, athletic guy, just takes advantage of that dink being a little high.
Oh, this is a crazy point. Oh, this is silly by me. I try to go through Gabe. Dumb by me.
I remember that one.
I
remember that one.
Silly. All right, so put the return on Jessie's inside foot. Gabe kind of hits more of a hybrid drop and closes in. Tries the Ernie there.
Yeah, just fully commits. Looks to the Ernie.
I should keep Jessie back here. I thought Gabe would be sleeping in the middle, and he definitely was not.
Yeah, it seemed like you thought Gabe would be, maybe leaning forehand,
right,
maybe a little bit more to where you try to throw it in the body. But yeah, I think the good rule of thumb here is, Jessie is not a counter-punching threat. Right. You can maintain control of the point longer, force them to play defense, tries to end it maybe just a little early.
Crazy point. Half Ernie. Don't know what I was doing there. Found a backhand. Wasn't pretty,
somehow the feet are safe.
Got the job done. Scramble point. Oh, man. That little backhand roll.
Almost showed your age there, Tyson, where the left foot didn't want to get picked up, kind of leaned over to the side.
I missed that. And that was one of the few times where I kind of took some bait and I tried to go at Jessie's right shoulder. I should always look to test belly button there.
Seemed like that play of dinking behind Gabe, though, and you leaning in.
It worked.
Whether you attack that or whether you heavy roll that, seemed like just about every time that play was getting you guys really far ahead in the point and giving you guys some options.
Very much so. All right, we got 8-9 on a 2 here, so need a big stop. Okay, Lacy.
And Jessie, a pretty defensive player, showing that she does have, above average power, when she does decide to swing off the line, able to get that one through nicely.
Yeah, and I think, Jessie's one of the few girls that it seems like most of her offense is either off the line or it's in transition,
Yeah, she goes for some kind of unconventional speed ups from that mid-court area and can really catch you sleeping.
Right. And, Lacy's been doing such a good job anytime Jess has been speeding across, putting 2 hands on it. This is one of the few times where she takes it with 1.
I think she gets right in her outside hip, so kind of was forced to.
Yep. Very much so. All right, we go. 10-8 on a 2, baby. Okay, inside foot return. Gabe kind of hits that similar drop, hybrid, and closes in off of it. Yeah, nice little speed up there. And that's one of the few times where Jessie went at my right hip. K-mac was just kind of mentioning that. A good little plan B. Whether you're male or female, if you're on the right and you try to go line, if it's not working, definitely look to test that right hip.